Yes, hello tradies. It's time for your segment. It's time for Mitch's segment. It's Just Quickly, and we start with Adby.
Hey, Mitch and Sam. Just quickly, as the number one Mitch Cleary apologist, I wanted to deliver a reply of sorts to Reese's voice memo from last week where he said we overrate top 10 picks. Look, I completely agree with your point that top 10 picks are no guarantee to become star players, but in the words of Sam, let's add some balance to the conversation. You said that clubs should be more comfortable trading out their picks for proven quantities. So I looked at every time between 2010 and 2020 that a club traded a top 10 pick or 2 first rounders for an established player. It happened 18 times, and in 9 of these, the club bringing in the player convincingly won the trade. Notable names include Dangerfield, Neil, May, Jeremy Cameron. However, in the other 9, the club trading out their player definitely won it in the long term. So we're talking about Dane Beams for De Goey and Crisp, Lockie Weller for pick 2, Andy Brayshaw, Dylan Shield for 2 first rounders, Tim Kelly for 3 first rounders. Saints gave up pick 10 for Brad Hill, which Freo basically manoeuvred and turned it into Caleb Sarong. So yes, the top 10 draft pick isn't a sure thing, but neither is the so-called proven quantity.
I just love our listeners. We've got the best listeners in the country.
I love that our listeners are now fighting back to other listeners. So we can just sit. How about we just let our listeners fight with each other?
Yeah,
and we can just sit back.
We could just have a podcast where we don't say anything. It's just listeners responding to listeners.
That's great.
It'd be terrific.
So if you want to respond to Advi, hit us up on Instagram at Traders Podcast.
Just quickly, but address it to Advi. So he reckons 18 times, was it since 2010 or something like that? And then 9 and 9.
So this year we could be.
It's pretty even.
We'll see where it falls this year.
Great stuff, Advi. Love the extra research too.
Can I just something I forgot to mention in the main pod that I'll just bring up here. Sure. It doesn't really flow, or there's no segue, but I'm just going to anyway.
Terrific.
You know,
so apropos of nothing.
I've been big on top 10 picks, clearly. I've been big on the club the player supported growing up helps them get to that club.
You've been big on that.
Siblings.
Yep.
Partners.
Oh, you've been big on partners. Don't tell me you got another
Big
one.
on partners. I've got a new one to add to the mix.
What, you fucking pets?
Holiday houses.
What?
So Christian Matraka met with the Crows and the Suns last week. I'm led to believe there is a holiday house connection to Noosa, which is only 2.5 hours up the road.
Noosa.
So that may have played a role in the.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, he's well across Queensland. He can duck up to his holiday house in Noosa when it suits.
How far is Noosa from Gold Coast?
2.5 hours.
It's not close.
Joe Danaher commuted almost as far each day to Brisbane.
Joe Danaher, different cat. Different line.
Yep.
We digress.
Anyway, just wanted to keep on a radar.
Thank you. Hello, Sam.
G'day, lads. Just quickly, love the pod. One of Mitch's favourite topics, Oscar Allen's Band 1 compensation.
Oh,
I'm just wondering how the AFL has been able to drive this narrative that the Eagles are just automatically going to see pick 2 for him. It just seems so widely accepted now that that's going to happen. And there just doesn't seem to be any backlash from the public or clubs about it. And it doesn't really make sense to me. Interested in your thoughts, if you've heard anything, and also if there's been any further precedents before this situation. Cheers, boys. Love the pod.
well, the issue we've got here, Sam, is
Me, Sam, or him, Sam?
both.
Okay.
Sam's.
Yep.
Brisbane committed to Oscar Allen a long way out before they knew that Ty Gallop was going to kick on like he has, before Logan Morris was a 60-goal a year forward, and Eric Hipwood will come back from his ACL next year. So they've committed to Allen. They need to bring him in. Now, if they pay him under the going rate for a band 1 or first-round compensation pick, let's say $700 a year, for what I think Oscar Allen is worth,
Yeah, given his injury history, sure.
it would be pick 20, get pushed back probably to 22, 23 with other compo
But
picks.
the AFL won't let that happen.
But West Coast wouldn't let that happen either because they would rate Oscar Allen higher. They would easily match that and force a trade. So Brisbane need to pay overs for Oscar Allen because they've got the luxury with their history of
But couldn't West
injury
Coast just
management.
match it anyway?
But they're getting pick 2. So by Brisbane paying him $850, $900 a year, which you'd hope it was that. If it's any less, then that's a total rort on the system. If West Coast get pick 2 out of this,
The AFL would never rort their own system.
no. And Brisbane aren't paying $850 a year, then we've got an issue. But let's just say everything's above board here and Brisbane are paying $850 a year, then West Coast get pick 2 and they're not going to match it. They're going to cop
That
pick
piece
2.
of paper that you're holding is getting absolutely obliterated, by the way, this episode. Who gets more, what's more triggering, me and Tasmania or Mitch and Oscar Allen compo? That's a good question. It's very close.
I just can't work if I'm more frustrated with the AFL for allowing this to happen, or Brisbane if they actually do pay him $850 a year, guaranteed over 5.
Yeah, I feel like you're screwed either way.
Yeah, because his body history with his knees.
Yeah. Last voice memo before we get to a couple of social media questions. Jackson, hello.
G'day, boys. Just quickly, just wondering why we never see any team actually become a little bit ruthless and properly match a restricted free agents deal that they sign with another team. Free agency's been in over 10 years. We've never had a proper match of the restricted free agent to, bring them back to the side. I'd love to finally see it all the time in the NBA. A restricted free agent will sign an offer sheet with another team and they'll be back at their team, the next week.
Good point.
So keen to hear your thoughts as to why we don't actually see it. And little bonus question for extra points. Based off your relationships with the list managers, who do you think would be the most likely to finally match a deal and be the first one in history to do it properly? Cheers, boys.
So what Jackson's referring to is not just match in order to force a trade and get a better deal. It's match to be like, no, we're keeping it.
Yeah. So the Giants matched Cameron. But
just to get the 3 first-round picks or whatever it was.
The other one I thought during the week, James Warple ended up being picked 40 or 41 in the compensation. I think if Hawthorn had a match that, they could have got a better deal.
So just to be clear, is he going to Geelong? I hadn't caught up with it.
Do you know what I mean? If Hawthorn
definitely.
had a match, because he was restricted,
Yeah. Like he's a good player.
but if they had a match that Geelong would have had to give up more than pick 40, wouldn't they?
Yep. Yeah, it's a good.
So did
point.
Hawthorn miss out there?
Probably. Who would be the most likely to match?
We spoke to all the list managers today. I'm just going through.
Jason Cripps is pretty ruthless.
Yeah, he is. Tom Ambrosio's got that streak to him, I reckon. He'd play ball.
Is ruthless. I agree with that.
Gubby and Sauce, they went on a bidding spree a few years ago in the draft to make clubs pay overs.
Sauce is ruthless. Justin Reid at Adelaide's pretty ruthless.
He bid on Jamara at pick 1.
Yep. Craig Cameron at Gold Coast pretty ruthless.
Yep.
Didn't Craig Cameron end up letting Jack Martin go for free?
Because they wanted to put a line in the sand.
Yeah. Because they're like, we're not taking any more of your second round picks.
Yeah.
Good question, though. Hey, we've got a couple of just quicklys here, which we don't have to make a ruling on this link. I feel like if you're responding to Instagram or is it what's it called now? X?
This is Instagram.
Okay, this is just Instagram. You have to put JQ in there.
Yep.
Must say just quickly. Future reference. Any there that you like, Mitchell?
Question from Marty Monster 12. Why doesn't any clubs go after cat players?
Fair point.
Well, the good ones are contracted.
Don't get defensive about your club. Don't. You just got your tail up then.
I think if you were St Kilda or Carlton with Kerno, you'd be asking the question of Lawson Humphreys after his grand final. Sam DeConing would look good in that Carlton back line.
Mickey91. Why didn't Fremantle make a play for Petrarca or Merritt? Mind blowing that they didn't even try.
Well, they would have asked the question. Every club asked the question of everyone.
Yeah. Mickey does sort of raise an interesting point, though. But I guess it's just, do you reckon, Mitch, just purely geographically, it's harder to convince guys
Yeah.
that have no initial interest in going over to Perth to get there? Because it's just such a big move.
Yeah. In saying that, if you had asked me last year about Petrarca going to Goldie, I would have said, yeah. Then I found out about the holiday house. So
You get a holiday house in Dunsborough.
who does?
You could get a
Yeah,
holiday
true.
house in Dunsborough.
Down south? So all the Perth locals call it.
Is that near Margaret River? It's one of the best places on
Is
earth.
there going to be a third team over there?
Well, that could lure a couple back.
Ooh.
I'm driving the Nullarbor this year.
You doing it?
Yep. I'm just
You
gonna,
and Diva?
yeah, I'm just going to drive west around the
From Melbourne?
Yep, through Port Lincoln. Just end up in Esperance. Go through Margaret River and then drive north.
You can stay at mine if you want.
Don't offer that unless you're going to follow through. I will come.
Can you bring us back a real report or a full document on whether you think WA could house a third AFL team?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wondering whether I'm going to go cage driving in Port Lincoln. There was a point that I was going to raise, which was football. Oh, yeah. I'll leave with this one. We probably should have talked about this in the main body. It's hard not to laugh at the whole last year of Brand Petrarca, big club,
Yes.
and there he's going to play at Gold Coast.
Yeah.
That's quite funny. Is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he hinted at, there was a quote that I saw that 7AFL shared during the week. He hinted that Melbourne's crowd numbers have let him down in the past. Now he's going to Gold Coast.
In fairness, per capita, Gold Coast probably doing better with crowds than Melbourne.
We're going to leave it there.
By membership numbers, we will leave it there. Thanks for joining us. And just quickly, see you next week.